On last week's exciting episode in Tours of the Enclave, we joined our intrepid adventurers for such exciting highlights as encounter with the touchy-feely stick thing, goblin rhinoplasty by arrow, and Meepo finding an old friend. Does that sound like enough excitement? Of course it does, but wait, there's even more. Do you feel like your life lacked hobgoblin pirate football hooligans? Not anymore. Ever wanted to grapple a dragon? Find out how. Wondered what it feels like to be frozen and decapitated? Well, we would ask Meepo, but it's a little late for that. Let's take a closer look at last week's events. Chapter 1. Rudely Awakened. Our motley crew are rudely awakened by goblin intruders, who didn't even have the decency to knock before barging in. To teach them manners, our heroes dispatch them efficiently. This chapter includes such thrilling moments as ineffectual light shows by Urki the Gnome, the Goblin Paladin encounter involving necrotic energy and failed codpiece grabbing, and Corp discovering that rhinoplasty by arrow is an art form that deserves repetition to reach perfection. Chapter 2. Hobgoblin Pirate Football Hooligans. In hot pursuit of a coward goblin, the group encounters a band of armoured assailants. This fight to the death features such memorable moments as Rhinoplasty Take 2, Meepo's over-eager cobbled idiocy.
Meepo will fight the... Oh no. Oh shit, motherfucker.
Simon's Eldritch Blast of Doom, also known as Whoa. And Urki's valiant revival of our favourite heroine, the beautiful, amazing, elegant, fascinating, delightful, charming, sensational, awesome, magnificent, and talented Darkness. Disclaimer. This chapter contains a disappointing lack of sea shanties, beards, peg legs, football chants, and green pitches. No liability is accepted for errors, omissions, exaggerations, or inconsistencies of the information contained within this chapter or its title. Chapter 3. Looting and a Clingy Twig. In this chapter, our daredevil adventurers trawl through trash for arrows and torches, ignore a massive hole in the ground, and fight a small bush that only wanted a hug. Simon drank some very questionable liquid, but what else is new? And in a feat of pure skill, Darkness displays her savvy expertise by disarming a poisoned chest and revealing a veritable booty of loot. Cha-ching! Chapter 4. Dragon, Death, and Deception. In this rousing finale to last week's adventures, our heroes find Calstrix the dragon. Bent on giving Meepo a lethal face hug, Calstrix bounds across the room. But our quick-witted Matthias gets in between the two and prepares to engage the dragon. Oh yes, our brave, tanky paladin readies a grapple. Wait, what?
Yep. Ready in action to attempt to grapple. Yep, that's a thing.
Corp gives Matthias a round of rousing applause while Simon attempts to persuade the dragon to speak with them. Darkness tries to shove Meepo out the room, only to fail because tiny Urki the gnome stood in the way. Calstrick roars in frustration and ice blasts Urki and Meepo, frozen into place like statues. Are they alive? Simon reaches out towards our cobbled friend, and an arm shears off his body. Meepo. Poor, idiot Meepo. He's dead. Will our party survive this encounter? Will Darkness stop talking and bloody hit the dragon? Matthias orders the dragon to halt, while Corp rushes forward and binds his mouth with rope. Simon stabilizes Urki, and Darkness moves forward and slices Nepo's head from his body, laying it at the dragon's feet, pleading once more for the life of her friends. Matthias attacks the dragon but swings wide, missing him. Calstrix, no longer restrained, slashes at the ropes that bind his mouth and roars out again for dwarf blood. Corp brings Erky back to consciousness while Simon spreads his fingers towards the dragon in a drunken attack. Darkness, speaking to Calstrix, understands that nothing she can say will stay the dragon from shedding Corp's blood. Matthias attacks the dragon, but his sword cannot cut through the thick, scaly hide, and Calstrix bites Matthias. He goes down, unconscious. Our tank has fallen. Corp, Simon, Erky and Darkness all set to attacking the dragon. Simon is bitten, but his blood makes the dragon roar out in rage and pain. Simon knocks the dragon out with an almighty donk on the head with his quarterstaff, and Calstrix falls to the ground. Darkness kneels beside him and tries to make him comfortable while they plan their return to the cobbled lair. Matthias is revived and the party make their way to return the dragon. Meepo is left in 3 pieces, strewn across the floor of the frozen room. After some convincing lying, Darkness exchanges the return of Calstrix for their reward, buys an interesting dragon key, and negotiates another deal of goblin noses for a scroll. With feather token, elixir, and key in hand, the party return to rest. What will our adventurers get up to this week? Will Corp manage to transplant a nose from one goblin to another with 1 arrow? We can only hope. Will Matthias manage to stay conscious for a full day? Well, highly unlikely. Will Simon find something actually delicious and alcoholic to drink? On his behalf, I'll say, I bloody hope so. And will Darkness become any more fabulous? Well, let's face it, that's just impossible. Let's find out what horrors our DM has in store this week in Tools of the Enclave.